On day 531 of the Galactic War, the Major Order has failed. Claorell is under bot control. The Forge is lost. We fought hard, but strategy was missing. This wasn't a failure of strength. It was a failure of communication. Hell, Commander Lore will explain what happened, and what must change before it happens again. Listen close. Everything depends on it.
Sending down support weapon.
This is Hell Commander Lore over Oasis. We lost the Major Order. Not because we didn't fight. Over 40,000 Helldivers bled for Claorell. But the needle didn't move. And I have to ask the question, why? Claorell wasn't just a planet. It was a wall of megacities. We had 7 hours left after we took Helldivers in order to take it. And there was no way, and not nearly enough time, to liberate that entire planet within that time frame. These zones take exponentially more effort to liberate. One sector can swallow tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of ops. And yet, we pushed. So the problem wasn't effort, it was timing. And the key to this war is the planet that I'm over, Oasis. There was a tactical opportunity about 3 days ago that was tied directly to the bot strength. This was a Gambit, a high-value target embedded in the warfront. Sometimes it's a tactical opportunity like Oasis, other times it's a frontline world an enemy is using as a launch point. If you take out that planet that they're launching from, before the timer's up, the assault ceases. It's called a Gambit. But every Gambit carries a hidden effect. If you win it, the enemy falters or loses its strength, or a percentage. It's not very clear. But if you lose it, they surge, or the strength that they were set at is simply too high for us to overcome with sheer numbers. So Oasis wasn't an isolated world. It wasn't a side quest. It wasn't just a secondary objective that you could choose to do or not do. It was the lever that tipped the bot strength across the entire sector. I would surmise that if we had succeeded in defending Oasis, we would have had a reduced bot strength and our numbers would be sufficient to have defended Claorell and Helldivers together. So these tactical opportunities, these seem to be new, right? Yeah, they've only started appearing, and I think just before the defense of Super Earth, but I noticed them during the defense of Super Earth. We had one that allowed us to go hack the Illuminate fleet using orbital satellites. The community was annoyed that there was this hack on a bug planet and the bug divers would flock to, but the bug divers, by their natural tendency, went there and took it out. And they basically, within a very quick period of time, succeeded under 24 hours to liberate that planet. And the Illuminate fleet was reduced by, I think, 5%. And at that time, I think it had 12 or 11% left. So that bought us time on the defense of Super Earth. So that was a tactical opportunity that emerged. A second one was, there was a tactical opportunity to scrap bots to reactivate the DSS. Again, the community was like, that's a waste of time, it's a distraction. But I saw it for what it was. The DSS allows us to get, I think, a 10% liberation rate added on. So when the DSS came back online over Super Earth, all of our missions became more efficient. So those two tactical opportunities within the defense of Super Earth led to us holding on to Equity of C and Prosperity, which, for all intents and purposes, we were supposed to lose Equity of C, and Prosperity was supposed to be last. But because we succeeded in two tactical opportunities and got the DS in orbit, it shaped what came next, which was the full and liberation and successfully defending Super. So these aren't fluff missions. These are war-shaping decisions. And Super Earth, Arrowhead, is deploying them more frequently. The war front is growing more complex, more layered. But we have no system to coordinate, no strategic channel to connect the complexity across the community. The problem here is communication. Nowhere in game does it really explain how these tactical opportunities affect the broader war. And by the time the front shifted, it was too late. So we lost Claorell. We lost the MO. And a lot of us feel very defeated by that. Now, I said there's nowhere in game that this information is present. True. It is true that if I bring this up, we have these little dispatches. It's asking a lot for people to read these. Currently, we have a new major order. It directs us that's a thing. It tells us the major order failed. And it tells us that, for whatever reason, the DS tactical action activation time has been restored to normal, even though we lost Claorell, which was supposed to be the consequence. Right? So I have a proposal. I hope anybody's listening. It's not really a hard one. You see this monitor? Since I started playing this game, or started the war, however you want to look at it, 1,300 hours ago, in pretty much, I came into the game pretty much after, just shortly after it launched. This monitor has done nothing. So I'm going to make this simple. When we have a major order, it should be on this board. It should say across the top, major order. Kill these things, or take these planets, or whatever. It should be a graphic, it should highlight, and it should be an alert, and it should say, success of this will get you this. Now, we have that right here. So when you log into your war board, on the right side, it says major order, tells you everything. That information should be on that screen. That makes sense. And when we log in, so here I'll show you. So we always log in and we end up standing right here. I suggest when you log in, you start here and you stand here. And immediately to your right, it should have what the objective of the day is. So right here, major order, this is what has to be done, get it done. And not suggesting, ordering. This is a war for our survival. If you want to do the in-game lore thing, Super Earth is issuing commands to its military force. This is not suggestions. So here's the key to all this. Now, 3 days into that major order, if this would have said major alert, big red bar across the top, scrolling bar, alert, alert, alert. All Helldivers are meant to assault Oasis. You have 24 hours, and get this is a really important part. This will reduce the automaton attack by 20%. You see that? You establish the problem and you provide the solution. Not just like opaquely, like, hey, there's a tactical opportunity over there and you might want to go over there and like do something because it might do something for the war effort. No, be specific. It will help by 20%. If the attack is 40% at a level 40, which I think that's what the bots were at when they were attacking Claorell, and you said here, if we do this mission, it will reduce it by 25%. That 40 now goes down to 25 or 30. Sorry, I'm doing math in my head right now. Either way, there you go. And you know what that would do? You got to understand, 80% of players do not read this. B-Grod is a really good example. If I talk to him about storyline, he goes, what storyline? You know how he does it? I'll show you. It's very simple. This is how most 80% of people, they run into the game. They come here. What do they see? Here, I'll just put this here. They see, oh, there's something here. The DSS is here. Okay, so they look at here. 19,000, all they look at is a number. They don't read any to the bottom text. They know it's bots, and they know there's 20,000 people here. Oh, there's something must be going on here. Do they read the major order on the right? Maybe, maybe not. And then what do? They click, and now they're in here. And there's no more information related to the major order. There's no pop-up at the top here that says alert, go to Oasis. Oasis is like, Arrowhead literally has to tell us exactly what has to be done, as if they are Super Earth, if they are a military command. If you want to treat it like in-game lore and realism, Super Earth, in defense of its entire infrastructure, would not issue suggestions to its military force. It would issue orders. Orders are, go to Oasis. All Helldivers are to report Oasis. That's all. Now, is everybody going to go do that? No. We're always going to have the bug divers go do the bug diver thing. Currently, I think 18,000 are here. And that's fine. But if we had, at the time, instead of 13,000 Helldivers show up here, if we had 30,000 Helldivers, we would have been able to defend Oasis and succeed in that major order. So there's a suggestion. That's my 2 cents. That's what they should do. Just put it up on this board. Should be a little pop-up. Animations, little graphic, a little like blinking light, a planet that's like, here, hold on. I'm just gonna, so I'm gonna get something mocked up and I'm gonna place it right here. And that's what I'm suggesting. Now, this is just a concept. Obviously, it's not finished. It's just something I whipped up really quickly. And I think it would help for in-game communication, because most people do not go to Discord. They do not read the external Twitter or X. Most people just log in, see where everybody is. They go there, they do their 3 missions, they get their medals, and they log off. And that's what we're dealing with.
Distribute this after-action report to all Allied units, log visual records for future recruits, and ensure Command receives full combat documentation, or I'll assign you to Oasis, unarmed, with a datapad and a dream.